The 1920s were a time of change in our country. Americans were experiencing many significant milestones, such as the airplane's first transcontinental flight, the Sacco Vanzetti case, women recently winning the right to vote, and the first talking picture. It was the era of Prohibition, the bathtub gin, high skirts, the Charleston, raccoon coats. Local businesses were starting to thrive and kick off a period known as the Roaring Twenties. In 1919-20, Rotary International President Albert S. Adams was leading the new post-World War I Rotary objective of international peace and goodwill by overseeing 516 Rotary clubs and expanding the Rotary message into the regions of Argentina, China, India, and Panama. Under Rotary International President Adams' term of service, there were over 45,000 members worldwide. The locals of Lawrence, Malden, and Peabody were about to hit the streets with a new movement that was called Rotary, and the rest, as they say, is history. Tonight we congratulate these three clubs in their celebration of 100 years in their time-honored commitment of service above self and call to action. For Malden, a visit to the Providence, Rhode Island Rotary Club in 1919 inspired Charles Moss, one of Malden's outstanding ministers, to organize a Malden Rotary Club under the direction of Lynn Rotary District Governor Charles Lovett on January 1st, 1920. Lawrence and Peabody community activists Frederick Chandler and Albert Robertson soon became intrigued with the fast-growing Rotary movement. First, Lawrence President Chandler enlisted the assistance of a couple of Haverhill Club officers, while Peabody President Robertson sought the assistance of Lynn's District Governor Lovett. Their mission was to complete a better life for the mill workers, create civic activities, and foster boys' work. Peabody was chartered on March 1st, 1920, and Lawrence was chartered on May 1st, 1920. We congratulate the following past presidents from the respective clubs who answered the call to action to advance Rotary service into District 7930 committees and ultimately served as our district governors representing their three home clubs. For Lawrence, Joseph A. Teresi and Raymond Mansour. For Malden, Frederick A. Smith and Chesla M. Lawson. Malden also loves to include the fact that former Malden Rotary member business owner David Gardner was one of their own before joining the Stoneham Rotary Club. For Peabody, David Drislane, Lawrence Jacobson, and member Robert Bob Wood. In recent history, the Malden Club was also proud to sponsor the International Director candidacy of Dr. Julia D. Phelps for her term as International Director. Thank you, past International Director Julia, for traveling the world for Rotary International in the name of the Rotary Club of Malden, Massachusetts. We thank you, Julia, and District Governor Joan Arsenault for leading our committee of members, Diane Chikala, Frank Ferricano, Ron Hill, Corey Jackson, Alexander Falk, and Paul Solano. The Rotary Club is all about tradition. Not only the tradition of doing great deeds, but also the tradition of having many generational members. Let us celebrate tonight the numerous Lawrence, Malden, and Peabody Rotary family members and relatives throughout the years. But let's highlight those past presidents who were father-son past presidents. Lawrence, Dean Webster and Walter Webster. Malden, Alfred Durgan and Hollis E. Durgan. E.V. Ewell and K.M. Ewell. Howard A. Stevens and H. Allen Stevens. Warren C. Rowe and W. Carl Rowe, Jr. Charles E. Rounds Jr., Richard E. Burns and Richard E. Burns, Jr., Charles D. Kelly, Jr., and adopted son-in-law Mark Lawhorn. Peabody, Thomas E. Lynch, Sr., and Thomas E. Lynch, Jr., Herbert Bud Merrow and Loring Merrow, David Harris and Herbert Harris. We must not overlook the role of women in our great 100-year organizations. We acknowledge the first female presidents from the Peabody, Lawrence, and Malden clubs. Peabody, Donna Papadopoulos, 1993-94. Malden, Christine DePietro, 2000-2001. And Lawrence, Mary Doherty, 2000-2001. Thank you for breaking through the traditional all-male barriers in your respective clubs in 1993 and 2000. You and thousands of female members have become a tremendous asset to our Rotary clubs worldwide. There was a common thread of mills and tanneries in the three communities. There were banks, there were hospitals, there were high schools. You get the picture, and you know the fact that Rotary clubs have really touched so many aspects of our lives. The Lawrence, Malden, and Peabody clubs have not only impacted their local communities, but also their respective regions and beyond, globally. Let's continue through the numerous photos that Malden President Guillermo Hamlin has compiled for us in producing this wonderful collaborative video. It's a proud shout out to the Lawrence, Malden, and Peabody clubs for your incredible answer to the call to action for over 100 years. You are directed to the respective websites of the three clubs to view the hundreds upon hundreds of projects centered around time, talent, and treasure that they have contributed to their communities, regions, and the world. 100 years, Lawrence, Malden, and Peabody. We started out in the roaring 20s and have endured for many generations of ups and downs, but we have never lost hope. We have stayed true to who we are as Rotarians and followed the ideals of service above self and answered the call to action to assist and serve those in need. As we approach the end of our 100th anniversary year in these uncertain times of the COVID-19 pandemic, let us look to staying true to our ideals and let us transcend into a new period of our lives called the Soaring 20s. It may not happen right away, but together we will make a difference and continue to make Rotary connect the world. Congratulations, Lawrence, Malden, and Peabody. Thank you for joining us tonight, virtually.